Again, I want to welcome everyone to our 2017 Macon County High School Alumni Association Banquet. This is a special banquet for us, by the way. This is our 25th banquet, our silver anniversary. So, yeah. And this banquet, we got a lot of new stuff we're doing this year. Of course, if you want to look to my left, we have a photo booth set up. So later on, you can take some pictures from Keepsake Photography. They'll be here to take pictures of anyone, anybody, anytime, friend or foe. So they'll be happy to take your picture. Also, we have some door prizes to give away this year, which is a first for us in a while. Yeah, that's good. Each of you have a program. If you look at the very back of the program, on the lower left-hand corner, there's a number. Okay? We have a fishbowl. And in this fishbowl, there is a slip of paper that has that number on it. After the meeting, we are going to draw a number out of this fishbowl, and if it matches the number on your program, you will win a prize. So we'll keep you here the whole program. So, also, we have an excellent meal for tonight, and we have 2 scholarships to present. So we have a very good meeting tonight. So, and this is one that, as our 25th anniversary, we hope everyone will remember. One thing too, before we get started, I think I would like for us to have a moment in silence to remember all of our classmates, all our fellow alumni who has passed away this past year. We've had a few of them, and they've touched all of us. So, if you would, we will observe a moment of silence in their memory. Thank you. Before we eat, we're going to have an invocation, and I would like to ask Elder Don Curtis if he would stand and present the invocation to us. Elder, if you want to come here by the podium, that will be fine.
Holy Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day that you've given us. We thank you, Lord, for whatever blessings of life. Help us, Lord, to be humble and truly thankful for all blessings. We pray, Father, that you'd bless all the memories we have at Macon County High. Bless all these folks that are together here tonight. Pray, Lord, that you bless all of them. Pray, Lord, that you'd bless the children that are yet in Macon County High at this time. Bless those that have come along later. We thank you for all those good memories. We thank you, Lord, for our country, our state, our county. Do bless, Lord, those teachers that meant so much to us. Bless those that are with us tonight in a special way. Forgive us of all of our failures and shortcomings. Bless this food that we're about to take of tonight. Bless us and nourish our bodies. Amen.
So what we'd like to do now is to start the dinner. What we'd like to do is we ask the head table if we would start first so we can be preparing ourselves for the program that will be held after we eat. And then if you want, we can start after that with the teachers we have, and then just pretty much move on down the room. So again, we have Linda's Catering has provided the meal for today. So everyone enjoy your meal, and after that we will have commence with our program. Thank you. I hope everyone has enjoyed their meal. Again, as always, we had an excellent meal, and also want to, again, let's give Linda's Catering a hand for. Of course, you know, I do, of course, you know, there's always somebody who likes to complain, and I got one, I got one thing I want to say. Linda, no banana pudding. But the pecan pie was good, so, okay. No, but again, Linda, it was excellent. Thank you. One thing, too, I want to mention, I just got a note here from the Macon County Historical Society. They want me to ask to announce that any Macon County High School alumni who is a veteran of the Korean War, they would want to basically talk to you and have a meeting and discuss get some information from you. Okay, just meet over there at the table. Okay. Of course, you know, the Korean War was, we always remember all our war veterans. We got a lot of veterans from World War II, but the Korean War is always an important war. And we always want to remember all our veterans, and then now those who served in Korea. So after the meeting, if you would meet at the table, the Macon County Historical Society would like to ask you some questions and get some information from you. Also, like to, as always, we'd like to recognize the teachers who are here with us. And of course, we have the teacher table, I like to call it. We have, of course, Miss Marion Cassidy. Yep. Miss Margaret Cook. Miss Melina Blankenship. And also we have with us Miss Maisel Draper. Oh, okay, okay. So, thank you for being here. Also, we're here to recognize our classes that we do every year. This year we're honoring the classes of the 40s, the classes of the 50s, and the class of 1962, the class of 1967, the class of 1972, the class of 1974, and the class of 1977. So again, thank you for all you class members now here. Also, I want to recognize the officers of the Macon County High School Alumni Association. Of course, in case you're wondering, I'm Richard Driver. I am the president. So again, it's good to stand before you again this year. To my left, we have a secretary, Ms. Brenda Hyde. And treasurer, Ms. Debbie Mason. And also I want to recognize the board of directors of the Macon County High School Alumni Association. We have Mr. Melvin Pettigo. Okay, thank you. Ms. Georgia Bowles. Ms. Kathy Thompson. I don't think she's here today. Ms. Sina Lancaster. Ms. Sarah Roark. Okay. Mr. Rayburn King. And also Miss Elaine and Mike Tatum, Mr. Mike Tatum. So. And yes, and also too, almost thank you. See, that's why they're here, and I'm. You know, they always like to, as mayor, I always like to have the recorder to give me all the information that I'm forgetting. So I want to also mention, just like I was told, that Mr. Tatum is also a teacher. So, hey. And hey, and what's so embarrassing is that he was my teacher too. So, American history, yeah. Yep. So, Mr. Tatum, I'm sorry I left you out on that. So, thank goodness you can't give me your grade, right? Yep, that's right. Do what, Elaine? Okay, Miss Georgiana Bowles is also. Hey, thank you again. Again, thank you for the assistance. Again, thank you. Anyone else? Hey, let's open the floor up. Anybody else that who I have forgotten? Okay, thank you. Of course, as you notice, you've seen the board of directors that we have for the Macon County High School Alumni Association, and I really would like to have an open invitation to anyone who would like to become a board member of the Macon County High School Alumni Association. If you are willing or able to become a board member, just please contact either myself or any other board members or the officers, and we'll give you the information that you need to become a member. Do what? Well, just come on up. But then again, if you're interested or know someone who might be interested in becoming a board member, just please let them please have them contact us, and we will give them information that they need to become a board member. Of course, the reason why we're here every year is for scholarships. This is a fundraising event that we use to acquire monies to do 2 scholarships. Each year we give these 2 scholarships. These are $500 scholarships to 2 graduating seniors from Macon County High School for them to use as they pursue their further education, whether or not it would be in a college or a technical school. Today we're here to award and recognize 2 of our, more like recognize our 2 senior class members who has received a $500 scholarship. The first one I want to recognize is Miss Maggie Wooten. Maggie, would you stand up? And thank you, Maggie, and congratulations. Technical issue. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. And the next, we have Mr. Tanner Clary. Thank you, Tanner. Again, I want to congratulate our 2 Macon County High School students who have received the scholarships. This scholarship is basically to help these students with their needs for school, books, and other classroom items that they might need. And again, that's why we're here, is to raise money for these 2 scholarships. And we hope to keep doing this every year. And, if we get enough monies raised, we'd like to add more. So if you want to make a donation to the Macon County Alumni Association for that, Debbie would be very happy to accept that donation. Okay, tell you what, Maggie, will you want to stand up and kind of tell us where you plan on going to college?
I plan on attending Cumberland University in the fall and majoring in special education K through 12.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Tanner, I told you there wouldn't be any speeches, but
I plan on attending Volunteer State Community College for my first 2 years and then transferring to Western Kentucky to major in nursing.
And again, thank you for wanting to know. Yeah, that's a good point, is where they want to attend college at. So, now we have our special guest for tonight, our guest speaker. Terry is a 1974 graduate of Macon County High School. After graduation from Macon County High School, Terry attended the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, where she started her broadcast career while attending college. After graduation from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, her newscasting career has taken Terry from the anchor desk in Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Miami, Atlanta, and of course, Nashville. Her willingness to land award-winning stories has seen her in situations where she was ducking rifle fire, she was living in an Israeli colony, and she moved into a Russian village to get that story that she was pursuing. Terry's multitasking career has included being associate producer of Survivor Reunion, a reporter for NBC's Real Life, where she traveled across the nation to report on stories. One particularly was one about missing or exploited children. The host of Soulmates, where she interviewed country music's biggest stars and their spouses. And she hosts award-winning primetime special Terry Merriman's Nashville. And this is one thing, too, I didn't know, but she also coached a young Reese Witherspoon when she began her acting career. And of course, we know how that has turned out. So that's very impressive, Terry. She's also a ghostwriter. No, she don't write ghost stories. But she writes and markets biographies for celebrities and other newsmakers. 2 of her books are being marketed as screenplays, and as Terry had described to me when we were talking, which is very impressive, in Hollywood. She also serves as a media coach to business executives, celebrities, and athletes, helping them communicate effectively on television and the news media. You do mayors too? Okay. I like that part of it. Terry is married to Alan Frio from a local from NBC. That's right. Okay, yes. And he is working tonight, right? That's got to be on that television. So it's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you our guest speaker, Miss Terry Merriman.
I'm sure glad they rewrote that bio a little bit. The bio that they usually use to introduce me for speeches, it talks about the hard news part of my career, and it has me being shot at a lot. And I started thinking, well, maybe I need to see JW about some insurance if I'm going to be shot at so much. But they used the part of my bio that I think is the most fun part of my career, the entertainment part of my career, that I have enjoyed absolutely so much. It's so good to be back here at MCHS. And of course, none of us went to school here that I know of. This is a fairly new school, right? The new building. I just can't believe this building. It's an incredible building. How proud you must be of it. Of course, we're from the old school, right? We can all say we were from the old school, went to the old school, MCHS. But MCHS is so much more than just a building. It's a feeling. It's a sense of pride. It's a lifestyle. If you went to MCHS, you're good people. And I'm so glad to be here tonight, back with family and good folks that I love and care about so much. Being back here conjures up so many really good memories and a lot of emotions, a lot of different emotions. And tonight I want you to go back in time with me a little bit. Let's think of the last time we were with all of our classmates, where we were all together. It was when we graduated, right? At commencement, is that what they call it? Commencement, baccalaureate service? We were all sitting there in our caps and gowns, and we were pitting them out because we didn't have air conditioning back then. And of course, my parents would say, but we walked to school for 12 miles in the snow. You can do without air conditioning, right? Well, we didn't have air conditioning. We're sitting there pitting out our caps and gowns, and we were sweating. I was in the choir. Of course, the choir would get up, and we sang Climb Every Mountain. You know how that song goes from Sound of Music. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow until you find your dream. And then we sang some other song about dreaming. I think it was The Impossible Dream, the Don Quixote thing. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear the unbearable sorrow, blah, 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 whatever that means. 17 years old. Do those lyrics even resonate with somebody who's 17, sitting there in the cap and gown? And you're looking at your watch thinking, there's a party after this. I got to get out of here. Are we even thinking about our dreams, our goals, being a success? Are we even thinking about that at that point? Probably not. So those lyrics of dreaming the impossible dream and being a success, and it kind of goes over our heads at that point. We're sitting there thinking, I got this. This is easy. I can do this. I've got my goal. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to vocational school. I'm going to go to work for my dad. Whatever it is at the time, we know we've got this. Then the commencement speaker gets up. And it's their job to be very positive. It's their job to encourage us, to tell us only what we want to hear, is that we're going to be successful and that the world needs us, and that the world needs us to bring all that we've learned and be our very best and make the world a better place. That's what they get paid to do. The commencement speaker is not going to get up there and be negative. If they got up there and told us how it really was out there in the world, we'd go home and live with mom and dad. Henry David Thoreau said, "The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it." On graduation day, I just wish the commencement speaker had posed the question to us, how much of your life are you willing to give up to wear society's badge of success? And I've got some questions for you tonight. Let's all go back to that day when we were sitting there in our caps and gowns, 17 years old, not a care in the world. If you could be the commencement speaker at your graduation, what would you say to your 17-year-old self tonight? What would you say? I see a lot of people getting ready to smile. You're just beginning. You got that right, Miss Maisel. If you could give yourself advice for the future, what does the 17-year-old you need to hear? I want you to think about that. How would you define the word success for the 17-year-old you tonight? Well, in 1985, I did something I thought I would never do. I left my home in Tennessee to anchor in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And what an interesting time that was. It's the first time I had ever left the state. First time I had ever been that far away from Mom and Dad. And it was a rude awakening. Of course, Philadelphia is kind of like Nashville. Philadelphia is centrally located, and you can get anywhere up north with a train ride or just a few hours drive. Same way in Nashville. You can get anywhere in the southeast. And that part of it I loved. For my parents' generation, you say you're going to go to Philadelphia, and they thought of W.C. Fields and what's inscribed on his tombstone. I'd rather be here than Philadelphia. But for our generation, Philadelphia means that good old underdog in the boxing ring, Rocky Balboa. And that's what I was so excited about, is going up there and seeing where all the scenes that I saw in the movie Rocky, and of course eating the cheesesteaks. That was another thing that Jill Hoskins and her husband Philip had told me I would look forward to. The cheesesteaks were so yummy. I still have the card that you wrote me, Jill. It's in my scrapbook. I'll always cherish that note that you wrote me when you found out I was going to Philly. I loved so much running up the art museum steps, just like Rocky did. I loved running through the South Street Market in Philadelphia. Loved all of that. Walking the steps that our founding fathers walked through Independence Hall. I loved every bit of that. I certainly never imagined, as I was sitting there that day at graduation at MCHS, it certainly never occurred to me that someday I would be doing all of that in a big northern city. It certainly never occurred to me that I would someday climb the scaffolding that they had put around the city hall in Philadelphia. I would climb that scaffolding and sit on top of William Penn's hat to do a stand-up for my story. Now you see why I need insurance, JW. It never occurred to me. It never occurred to me that someday I would be able to take my mother to lunch on the 110th floor of the World Trade Center, where I was a member of the Windows on the World Club. We had lunch after a day of shopping in New York. That meant so much to me, and it was so symbolic in so many ways. Of course, again, none of this I would have ever dreamed of as I was sitting there that day at graduation listening to the commencement speaker talking about success and where our journey would take us. Of course, the uneducated and uncouth Rocky Balboa would never be allowed to speak at a high school graduation, and that's a shame, because I think Rocky has quite a bit to teach us, quite a bit to teach young people about what to expect and what we need to really get a grasp of before we go out there into the world. Rocky's advice to his son in the movie Rocky Balboa from 2006, it's one of my favorite scenes in a movie. And I quote, he says to his son, "The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it can beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. You, me, nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. If you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth, but you gotta be willing to take the hits. Not pointing fingers saying you're not where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. Unquote. Isn't that the coolest thing? If someone were to say that to me at graduation, I don't know what I would do. I wasn't ready to hear that. But isn't that the truth? Didn't Rocky cut to the chase, to the lowest common denominator, and tell us how it really was? Rocky's advice can be applied at any stage in our lives, I've learned. As the hours and the years pass, I think we're all like a little old radio station. The hits just keep on coming, and the hits get worse the older you get. Our very definition of success, no doubt, has changed as we've taken each hit and brushed ourselves off and gotten back into that ring again. We've learned the hard way, of course, that some things in this world are simply out of our control. No matter how hard we fight, no matter how many times we get up and brush ourselves off and try to move forward, it seems like the only thing we can control and the only thing we can change is our definition of success. Whether we have a great job and all the trappings, the big house and the fancy car and all that, the only thing that matters is how good are you at dodging those curveballs that are thrown at you on a day-to-day basis. As I've made all of the transitions in my career, and there have been many, I have learned what separates the winners from the losers, and that is the successful person's ability to regroup and reinvent themselves after a life-altering event, a job loss, a death, a financial setback. Which brings me to the next thing I would like to say to the 17-year-old me. Teresa, get used to the word reinvention and have a reinvention plan ready to go as you move from one stage of life to another. Many people who've worked in the same career for decades are learning that they have to reinvent themselves when their companies are sold and they get that pink slip. Successful people realize that they're not victims of fate during times like this. They have to take control of their own destiny during these hits. And remember what Rocky said, blaming your problems on other people or the big bad world, that's for cowards. We've heard it said that the perfect job is something that you would do even if you weren't getting paid for it. You've heard that? My favorite is, if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. Well, the creative part of our brain is what we have to tap into when we're going through this whole mindset of reinvention in our lives. We can't allow those good, creative treasures inside us to be bruised by all of the hits we've taken at this point in our lives. This is when we need to reach inside. This is when we need these treasures the most. It's when we're trying to reinvent ourselves. Remember that the ship doesn't sink because of the water around it. The ship sinks because the water gets into it. We can't let someone else's opinion of us determine what we're going to be, determine our reality. When we take a hit, it's the perfect time to open up that treasure chest on the inside and look at our best stuff and see what we have to offer, see what we'll need to reinvent ourselves. And the good news is we're never too old to reinvent ourselves. It's never too late to be what we might have been. Even better than that, at age 17 or 79, it's never too late to redefine success. So tonight, here are the top 10 definitions of success that you might want to consider as you sit there tonight and talk to your 17-year-old self. Let's look at some of these definitions of success. Number one, if you've learned from all the times you've been knocked down in your life, you're successful. If you understand that every step along your path brought you to this place and therefore needed to happen, you're successful. If you haven't wasted your time, your most precious commodity, regretting things you did or didn't do years ago, you're successful. If you've continued to move forward even when you were tired or discouraged, you're successful. If you've found joy in little things and have celebrated the triumphs of others, even when things in your own life weren't going well, you're successful. If you never let a bad day make you feel as though you had a bad life, you're successful. If opportunity has not knocked, but you've still built a better door, you're successful. If you realize it's about what you're made of and not the circumstances that determine your future, then you're successful. Remember, the same boiling water softens the potato, but hardens the egg. It's all about what you're made of. If you have begun each day with a grateful heart, asking the Lord for wisdom and grace in all that you do, you're successful. And if you finally realize the whole point of life is the journey and not the destination, then you're successful. I'm sitting here in a room, every chair has someone that's successful sitting in it. And thank you so much for allowing me to share this evening with you. You've all had wonderful journeys, and I know about a lot of them. A lot of them I've yet to learn about your journeys. But I see a lot of smiling faces, and I'm honored to be in front of so many successful people tonight. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Terry. That was very, very, very inspiring message. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the Macon County High School Alumni Association, I have a little gift I'd like to give you for being our guest speaker today.
You are so nice.
So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Next, we also got another gift that I'm going to present, and that is a gift for the person who has traveled the furthest. So, I don't know if anyone, of course, right now we got listed. We got a Mr. Leonard Huddleston who has traveled from Huntsville, Alabama. Has anybody traveled farther than Huntsville, Alabama? I'm going to have to ask where that's at too, by the way. So Leonard, are you here? Yeah. Leonard, tell us, where is... Okay, I do have a gift for you, so if you want to come up, I'll give you a little gift. Take me a while to get there. That's okay. And for being an alumni that's traveled the furthest, I have a gift for you. Thank you, Leonard. Thank you. The next, I got another gift, and I don't know how to say this, but this is for the person who is I'm not going to say the oldest alumni here, but those are probably that alumni whose probably class who's been the longest alumni, I don't know. Terry?
Who's the oldest person here?
Okay. Just be blunt, right? Just be blunt. Okay, this is for the oldest person here, okay? Yeah. You know, that's what happens when we try to be politically correct, you know, yeah. So. So.
Leon graduated in 43, I think.
Yep.
43.
43. Anyone else graduated before 1943? Going once? Going twice? Leon, you're the winner of the oldest alumni present. And, yeah, here, I tell you what, just stay there. I'll take it to you. Also, too, as you notice, Barry Hyatt from North Central Telephone Cooperative is here, and he is videotaping this program that we have. So if you want to purchase a copy of this, you can see Barry after the meeting, and he will take the information he needs from you to present you a copy of this video. Of course, there is a charge, right? Yep, okay, so he can pay that charge. Also, of course, North Central Telephone also shows these programs that Barry does on their North Central television channel. And Barry, I think that I've got it here that this will be shown on North Central Television Channel 97. Is that correct? Starting Monday, this coming Monday, is that right? At 7 p.m.
It'll run the same time all week long.
Okay, so okay, all week long. So if you do get North Central Television, you can watch. You have opportunity to watch this all next week, or if you don't, you can get a copy from Barry. So thank you for that. Also, I want to make a note for the sound system that we've got. I know that's been one of the issues we had in the past is the sound system. We got an excellent. We could blow this place up if we wanted to. I tell you, you know. We know, yeah, Terry, if we could go get some, I don't know what's the music of the 70s, you know, Three Dog Night, you know, yeah.
Heavy metal.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And we could really rock. But again, I want to thank Cal Garman for lending us this sound system. And of course, his assistant here that kind of keeps everything in order. Thank you. Your name?
Trenton Bing.
Trenton? Okay, well, thank you, Trent, for being here and keeping everything loud for us. Yes, thank you. Also, remember the photo booth that we're going to have after we get finished. If you want your picture made, we have a photographer here from from the Chronicle. Thank you. That's going to have pictures. Thank you again. My left hand. Thank you to help take a picture. So you'll be more than welcome to have your picture made. And also, too, I said we're going to have a drawing. So, the gift that we're going to give in this drawing is, and the gift that we're going to draw, that we're going to give away. It's the bouquet. So, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll let Terry draw the name. And like I said, your number's on. Yep, thank you again. The number's on the back of your brochure. So, Terry, I'm going to let you draw one number out of this.
Well, since Lassie isn't here, I'll be glad to do this. Remember they used to let Lassie do it?
You got two. One.
See, I can't do anything.
Okay, and the number is 35. 35. Yep. So we're all grab. Actually, let's look and see which one it is. Okay. Well, Terry, we're going to do it again.
Try it again. I'll
Okay.
try to get one this time.
Okay.
One and an alternate.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, we got 73. All right. Yes. If you come up after the award, after the meeting, we'll give you your prize, okay? Again, I don't think I got any other announcements that anyone wants to make. Yes.
We might have a request from a classmate that they wanted a picture of classes 52 and 54. They couldn't be here and they requested that if anybody was here from 52 and 54, they'd like to have a picture made.
Okay. And this is from class, if you're in a class of 52 and 54, we'd like to have a picture made. Okay. Okay. So those of you in those two classes, 52 and 54, if you stick around after we get finished, so we can have your picture made. Also, I got another note here, class of 1957. They're going to have a meeting after this in room 306. So that's what you wanted to, okay, Sarah. Yeah, when I seen you, I thought, yeah. And thank you, Elaine, for that. Any other announcements that anyone wants to make? Again, I want to thank everyone for attending our Alumni Association banquet. I also thank our guest speaker. Again, let's give her a round. Yeah, Terry, like I said, it's very inspiring. Thank you. Thank you. And as we leave, I want to wish everyone a very, hope you enjoyed it and have a very safe drive home. So if nothing else be brought up, I will go ahead and declare this meeting adjourned. So thank you.